Welcome to the Hardcore Closer Podcast. I'm Ryan Stewman, founder of HardcoreCloser.com, and this podcast is all about helping you, the salesperson, close more sales. And look, whether you're selling cars, homes, financial services, consulting, whatever it is that you sell, this podcast is dedicated to help you generate higher quality leads, increase your closing ratios, and show you how to charge premium fees for the items you sell so you can get paid what you're worth. What up, Closer Nation? Welcome to episode number 89 of the Hardcore Closer Podcast. And I'm glad you're here. If this is your first time, welcome. We're excited to have got some good shit for you today. I always have good shit, but today I got some especially good shit. You know what I'm saying? All right. If it's your first time, you make sure you check out the other episodes as well. There's at least 88 of them, depending on what point you're watching this in the future. And as always, no one is exempt from this. Because listen, I was looking at the numbers just a couple of days ago. And as I was looking through the numbers, the amount of people listen to this show, it's amazing to me that 50,000 people a month are listening to this thing between SoundCloud, YouTube, Libsyn, iTunes, all the places that we're syndicated at. We're on Spotify now. We're on iHeartRadio. And all the different places that we're syndicated, about 50,000 people. It's like 55, I believe. 1,000 people per month listen to this. But we got like 600 reviews. That's some straight bullshit, y'all. 650,000 people and only 600. Now you talk about the 1%. And I'm just saying, like, the 1% will go the extra distance in anything, because how you do anything is how you do everything. And you think about it, if you won't go the distance for me, think of the distance I've got to go to come up with this material every single week. And if you won't go the distance for me, how you going to go the distance for yourself? Because how you do anything is how you do everything. And if you'll take that minute just to, hey, it might trigger you a little bit, but if you'll take a minute just to let that soak in, make that observation in other areas of your life, you'll find that I'm telling the truth. So here's the thing. Don't think about it as a way to help me or my ego. It's already big enough. It's not that I want to be the person with the most views on iTunes, so I can be like, I'm the person with the most views on iTunes. I'm pretty sure I'm already the person that's been interviewed more than anybody else on iTunes. So I already have some iTunes records. I'm not worried about that. What I am worried about, though, is reaching and impacting 300 million people, and I need your help. This year so far, we've reached a little over 100 million people. And while that's awesome, and it may seem like a lot to you, it's nowhere near my goal, obviously. It's 1/3 of the way to my goal. And so I need your help. And one of the major, massive ways that you can help me is by leaving me a review on iTunes. Listen, I don't give a fuck what you say on the review. Right? Just go leave me one. It doesn't matter. You can pitch your business, right? You can give me your website. You can literally write a review that says, fuck Ryan's show, buy my shit, www.whateveryourwebsite.com. And I will fucking read this on the air. I'm not even playing with you, right? Seriously. Here's an example. It says, great material, 5 stars by UDLF679. October 24, 2017, says, love listening to Ryan. Just got into Break Free Academy Entourage. Shout out, fam. And doing captive insurance sales in Texas. Love all the sales motivation and material shared in all your courses, videos, and more. Keep it up. Keep bringing the value. My team and colleagues are all in with what you shared. Now, first of all, I wish I knew who the hell you were. UDLF679, because I'm actually interested in captive insurance. For those of you that don't know what that is, it's a legal way to minimize your tax exposure to the IRS in most cases. And it's something I've actually been looking into for a while. So you giving me a review might have literally, if we figure out who the fuck you are, might have literally given you a sale. How about that shit? That's actually something that I've been speaking with my CPA, and I think I am at an earning point in my life right now to where that might make sense. I've looked at it a couple times before, and the structure wasn't exactly right. But anyway, hey, UDLF679, if you're listening, send me a DM on Instagram, because I'm kicked the fuck off of Facebook right now. Send me a DM on Instagram at Hardcore Closer is my handle over there. Of course, right? It's over there on Instagram. We just crossed like 100,000. We got like 110,000. We're running some pretty serious ads right now all over the world for our funnel hacker for our funnel closer program. And by the way, if you haven't seen the funnel closer webinar, you like, all ego aside, all bullshit aside, it's the single greatest program that I've ever put together. Now, I put together a lot of programs over the years. We have several coming out on the market right now for different niches like business financing, service industry. Breakthrough Academy is expanding with who we reach and how we reach people, and you're about to see some really cool stuff there. But I want to say something about this funnel closer program because I put it together. You see, over the last 3 years, I've made millions, like with an S, by the way of sales funnels. Now, I've had sales funnels that have made sales for me that I have made money, such as elevatortothetop.com. You can see an example right there of $1 million sales funnel. That thing has generated literally over $1 million. I think it's at 1.9 million and counting from that funnel right there. And you can, by the way, the more shit you buy, the more further you can go into my funnel. So click away, motherfucker. And so I've literally made millions from selling stuff from funnels that I've made for my own product. But what most people don't know is I've also made millions over the last years selling funnels to other people. I have sold real estate funnels, and I mean, we used to sell 10 a month at $5,000 a pop. And then we raised our price to 10 grand a pop, and we still sold 10 a month. And have been doing this for years. And I always did it just as a side hustle because my passion isn't making funnels. And before I had Pat, I had to do all the work, right? My passion isn't necessarily making funnels. It's helping people earn money so that I know that money is a form of energy and energy changes your life. And so my job is to be able to provide the energy, the money, right? So that you go out and you can make more money so that your life's changed. Because I know people that say money can't buy you happiness. I ain't got enough yet. There is a dollar amount. I assure you, there is a fucking dollar amount that changes everything. Right? There is a dollar amount where if you lose a leg, they will go out and kill somebody, take their leg and fucking sew it onto you if you can fucking pay the court costs and deal with the medical bills. Now, listen, I'm just saying that money will buy you happiness. And that's what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to help people get that feeling of happiness. I'm going to tell you firsthand, I know what it feels like to go and get in a McLaren and drive to the car meet or go take it to the track or drive an Acura NSX back and forth to work, like to have one of the coolest looking trucks in the neighborhood. Like I know those feelings. Those are the reasons why we get into sales, right? Those are the reasons why we say that there's no ceiling on what we can earn and the income potential is unlimited, and why we go out and we listen to motherfuckers tell us to fuck off, suck their dick, don't call them again. They're calling the police, that we're harassing them, telling us no, spitting in our face, bringing shit back, accusing us of being snake oil. Like I know that we go through all of that because in our minds it's worth it for the money. But here's what happens. Reality settles in for a lot of us, right? We go and we think, I'm going to be this mortgage broker that's going to make millions of dollars. And then reality settles in that like 150, you cap off and you get stuck. 150 grand a year is nothing to shake a stick at. That's a lot of money. But at the same time, that's not Ferrari money. That's not Lamborghini money. That's not Grey Poupon in the back of a Rolls Royce in front of your motherfucking Fresh Prince mansion money. Right? That's not going to change the game for you. That's just probably what most people do at $150,000 a year is they go out and they get more bills than they've ever had in their life too. So that $150,000 actually has them looking nicer on the outside, but living leaner than if they were to make 40 or 50 in the first place. You know that only 20% of people in America go on to make over 100 grand a year. Only 5% make over, or only 10%, sorry, make over $250,000 a year. Only 5% make over $500,000. Only 1% makes over $1 million a year. But what I've got for you is something I want you to check out. It's going to lead you down that path to $1 million a year. I know I've been there myself. And listen, I'm not the smartest guy in the world. Matter of fact, my friend Adam Lyons has a video on his Psychology Hacker Facebook page that says he knows this guy who is basically an idiot, and he's talking about me. And so if I'm able to sell 7 figures worth of funnels, what do you think you can probably pull off? Especially if you don't have to wing it like I did. I've already put the training and contracts and everything in place for you. And you can find all of that over at funnelcloser.com. Listen, if you're tired of the sales floor, if you're tired of door knocking, if you're tired of cold calling, if you're tired of selling shit that doesn't pay very fucking well, like cell phones and alarms, or if you're just looking for a fucking good side hustle where you can make a couple $1,000s a month to pay for your dream car, to pay for the house you've always wanted, to pay off the tax lien because you fucking didn't pay your taxes because you're 1099 salesperson, right? Whatever it is. Go over to funnelcloser.com and see that training that I have over there for you. It's a game changer. I promise you. I've already got people that are making $20, $30, $40, even $50,000. I just received a text message this weekend from one of the funnel closers that started the program, and he said he's well on his way to having a six-figure month. Now, I've helped about 20 people. No, I'm sorry. At this point, I've helped 23 people become millionaires. And I'm looking for a 24th, a 25th, all the way up to 1,000, because I'm not trying to stop, because I have this bigger picture in life, is that if we can help enough of us, right, the normal everyday people that are willing to grind, if we can help enough of us become millionaires, then we can change the world. Because then all of a sudden we've got the dollars to get our voices heard. And I'm not saying donating to political campaigns. I'm talking about squashing all that shit. There's major things that we can do if enough of us get together. And 1,000 new millionaires ain't nothing to beat. This isn't the Ryan Stewman show that I'm trying to build in my life. It's like, look how rich I am and fuck everybody else. This is how many people can I make rich too, to where we can collectively come together and say shit needs to change, right? There's going to be a lot that comes against you when you're on a mission like that. What I call the force of average. We talked about it in previous episodes. But I want you to think bigger than where you're at right now. You owe it. You owe it to yourself, your family. You owe it to the greater good to do your best to become a millionaire. And I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm saying that it's possible if you'll put in the work, follow the program, stick to it, and you can check out the training stuff over at funnelcloser.com. All right, so let's get into the episode here. We got 5 ways to generate leads from Instagram. So first of all, you probably heard me say that I was kicked off of Facebook for 30 days, and I wasn't bullshitting with it. I made a insensitive comment on the site, and without warning, they kicked me out for 30 days. It wasn't even anything. I'm scared to say it period on the air or anything else, right? Because I'm like, who else might block me? Because Google just as fucking liberal and crazy as Facebook is. So. But let's just say that, I made an insensitive fucking comment that I didn't even realize was insensitive. And I shit you not, man, fuck it. I said I made a mention of the word tranny. And I thought that's what they were fucking called. I don't know. I don't know any. I've never met one in my life. So I'm like, fucking, I don't know. Never been around anybody who's, I thought tranny was for people that couldn't spell transvestite. I don't know how to fucking spell that. It's a fucking big ass word, right? So anyway. They kicked me out. Apparently can't say that. So if you were thinking about using the word tranny, you better be referring to a fucking whatever it is in a car, man. The transmission in the car, man. Because Facebook kicked me the fuck off for 30 days for that shit. I kid you not. And it was an article. It was an article that a friend of mine in the military posted that said Trump blocks transgenders from going in the military. And I was like, well, they didn't block. They've always been that way, right? It's like Trump didn't do that. Obama and everybody else did that, and they tried to undo it, but it didn't work. And anyway, they didn't like my response. Not fucking like it. And it wasn't bad at all. I couldn't tell you exactly what it said, but it was fucking, but definitely the word tranny. Fucking, that was a trigger word for somebody who could have very well been a tranny over at Facebook fucking reading it, I guess. I don't fucking know. But so because of that, in light of being kicked off from Facebook for 30 fucking days, we're going to talk about Instagram today, because really Instagram is my favorite site anyway. It's my favorite social media site anyway. You know why? There's no political bullshit over there. I don't see any political posts over there. My friends aren't on Instagram bitching about Trump, my friend, and if they do, like I unfollowed Snoop Dogg and T.I. this week because I'm tired of them with their same old bullshit, right? It's like, you know what? Like, you don't have to like the president. I can give a shit one way or another. But like, if you're a person out there trying to divide people right now, man, fuck you. I don't care if you don't like the president, man. I didn't like George Bush too. That motherfucker was evil, right? If I run into him in town, I'll definitely be respectful of him. And thank him for the service that he did, man. But, I'm not a conspiracy theory, but I know some shit don't add up for 9/11. And I know that, he was just a weird president. And I didn't really care too much for him. I didn't care for Bill Clinton either. However, if I had a huge amount of political influence, I wouldn't be trying to get those guys impeached or whatever the thing, because I know that an impeachment is a distraction from moving things forward and getting shit done. Now, the reason why I say that is, on Instagram, I had to unfollow some celebrities lately because they're on there complaining, because that's not what I'm on Instagram for. So I want you to think about this for your audience. If you go over to Instagram, use Instagram a lot, and if you're complaining over there, people unfollow you. And it's not that you're complaining about politics, it's that you complain about anything, because nobody wants to fucking connect and follow somebody that's complaining all the time. Right? And then the people that do connect with you, if you're complaining all the time, or if you're complaining often, the people that do connect with you, they just wait to hear your complaints, and then that gives them the right for you to hear their complaints, right? The law of reciprocity doesn't just happen when you're nice. It happens when you're evil and upside down too. So anyway, so Facebook kicks me off. I spend the most of my time on Instagram anyway. It's my favorite site. And so, you know, I like it because there's not much politics going on. It's easy to unfollow somebody. I just passed like 100,000 followers within the last couple of weeks. We've been running ads really heavily over there. We've got ads with, you know, dozens of thousands. I think our last one was like 40,000 likes and shares on there. So I really like the platform, and we're really making good money from it. So I wanted to share some of the tips that I've been using for myself, because if I'm not on Facebook, then I'm fucking around on Instagram. And feel free to follow me at Hardcore Closer. I don't put shit up on the at Ryan Stewman page, so don't follow me there and think, oh, this is his personal page. I just have that reserved for so that nobody else could take it, right? So that an imposter doesn't get my shit. That's all. But the Hardcore Closer, at Hardcore Closer, that profile is me. Nobody runs that. It's me. Me. Well, and then that one me. And so anyway, the thing is that, like, send me a message, follow me, all that good stuff, write it down, take a picture, send me a story. I don't give a fuck. It's going to be good shit over on Instagram. But so because of that, I've always been on Instagram anyway, because earlier this year, I got kicked off of Facebook and I really started falling in love with the gram. I like the story. I don't like Snapchat. I'm a little bitter, right? My balls still hurt from those motherfuckers because I lost a little bit of money in their stock. I didn't hold on to it because the damn thing went into free fall. Anyway, it's the only stock I've lost money on this year, so I'm kind of bitter with those fuckers, so I refuse to use their network. Meanwhile, a lot of my employees use it and make sales from there, and that's great for them, but I don't. But I like Instagram stories feature. I like the idea of Snapchat, just fuck those guys. But I like Instagram story features and a lot. And I own a lot of Facebook, and my Facebook stock is up 67% this year. So I'm even though they kicked me off of Facebook, I still invest heavily in their ad platform, and I still love Instagram, which is a part of Facebook too. And so spending a lot of time on Instagram back in February just kind of got me addicted. And lately, I don't know if you've been able to notice or not, but I've gone through a lot of mental changes on things. You know, I don't smoke cigarettes anymore. I've given up alcohol. I'm not fucking with trolls and getting mad and calling people out. Like, and this has been happening over months. This isn't like, oh shit, he just changed from one episode to the other. I haven't been like public about this shit because A, I've been kicked off of Facebook, but B, I'm kidding. It's just like, it's just leveling up. It's not like something to celebrate. Oh, congratulations, you don't smoke anymore, or congratulations on giving up alcohol. It's not like I was an alcoholic or drunk or drank every night or had to have a drink in the morning or woke up with the shakes. It's just like fucking on to better things. That's all. And it wasn't like I was a daily smoker and I smoked a pack of cigarettes a day. Occasionally I would have a cigarette. Usually when I drink, I decided that those two things didn't make me feel good as I've got older. So I've just decided to move on from them. The reefer's plenty, y'all. The reefer is fucking plenty. And so anyway, so I'm leveling up. So I'm going over to Instagram, changing, I have this series of events that happened that changed me starting in February, getting kicked off of Facebook. So I spend more time on Instagram. Well, I'm happy to report to you now that I have, we have made multiple six figures in sales from Instagram in the last 6 months. And it's high time. It's like, it was well overdue that I start sharing with you. Now, listen, if you're a part of our Break Free Academy Entourage program, good for you. Way to take action, man. I love that group. And if you've been wondering where I've been back there, well, there's your answer. If you're not a part of Break Free Academy Entourage, before I get into this, now I've done some extensive training on Instagram for the Entourage members. Listen, that program's $2,500 per year. That's it. If you're in mortgages, if you do real estate, you have no excuse not to be a part of that program for the entire year. Because look, that's like one deal, and you make probably more than your money back. If you and I working together for an entire year can't get your money back, can't make you $2,500 no matter what it is you sell, then I'll give you $2,500 back plus $1 and honestly a big middle finger too, because that just means that you didn't do the work on your end. And listen, you're not really in this to get my dollar back. That's not my hope. My hope is that you be there to make money, because I told you money does buy you happiness. But in the entourage, I go into Instagram training pretty deep. You can check it out at breakfreeacademy.com/entourage. All right, number one way that you can generate free leads from Instagram is through hashtags. Now, there's all sorts of, you just go to Google and you type in popular hashtags on Instagram, and you can pull up the most popular hashtags. And if it's trending, then obviously that's something that is going around that people are checking out. So you want to include those hashtags in your post too. What I like to do is I like to hit the little magnifying glass at the bottom of the search bar on Instagram and see what's trending, and that'll show you stuff that's trending that you're not following. And so what I'll do is I'll pull up and see which one's trending, and I'll look down in the comments and see which of their hashtags they're using. So if they're trending and those hashtags are going to become popular, then I'll start adding those to my pictures. And so there's lots of little hacks that you can do like that to figure out what are the most popular hashtags. You can also type in tags, and it'll start pulling up the most popular hashtags. So when you go to the search button and you hit tags at the top, you can type in cars, and it'll give you all of the top cars. I'm into cars, obviously. It'll give you all of the top car hashtags that you can put in your stuff, right? So right here, for example, I put in cars, and it says cars lover, car store, car shot, car shop, car spotter, car sick. So those hashtags are, what you can include in your post so that people find you that are searching those hashtags. Here's what you can do on your phone. Under the text replacement, you can make it to where you write all your hashtags out, right? So you got a hashtag cars, hashtag I'm not a virgin, hashtag my penis size is average length, thank you. Hashtag didn't graduate school, still got a vet, hashtag, right? Like all the cool little hashtags that you can think of that are hilarious for whatever it is that you're looking for. And you can save them in your phone under the text replacement. And so the text replacement, a lot of people think that it's just one word that you can use in there, but you can write paragraphs in there. We use all of our replies through our text and everything else. There's a video in our Break Free Academy Entourage program shows you how to do all that. But you can just go through, and instead of having to copy and paste, or instead of having to write down all your hashtags every time, you can just put a shortcut there and post all of your hashtags. Now, here's the flip side. Here's how you get leads from it, right? First of all, they can find you. That's great. Also, you can click on those hashtags and see the people that are interacting. So if you sell real estate, or if your ideal audience is real estate agents, you could type the hashtag real estate, and you could search all the people and posts that have posted about real estate, and you can engage them. You can, talk, leave a comment, heart their shit, reply with a video, send them a private message. Like, this, all the options available for you, and you can find complete strangers, track them down via hashtags. Number 2, chat groups. People do this on Facebook all the time, but I don't see them do it on Instagram much. On Facebook, somebody will send me a referral, and they'll copy both of us on the message, just like you would copy both people on an email when you email somebody a referral. So when I get a direct message, people will say, "Hey, Ryan, it's Kenneth, and here's my friend Bradley, and Bradley's a loan officer, and I think you guys should talk about the tribe," blah, 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 right? Like that chat group is huge. So getting people to introduce you or becoming a part of other chat groups, right, on Instagram is huge as well, right? So get people used to referring you over there, and you start by engaging people. But there's also like tons of chat groups on Instagram that you can find out that like they go somewhere else, like to Slack or to WhatsApp or whatever, but they're all about Instagram chat groups. You can look them up. You can go to WhatsApp and go to Slack. You can use Google and look for Instagram chat groups. And there's tons of them out there with like like-minded people. There's like the entrepreneur chat group on WhatsApp. And all those are people that will agree that if you make posts in there, if you say cool stuff, they'll put it out on Instagram. Dude, it's like really cool how it all works. But like Instagram chat groups are huge for not only the WhatsApp and the Slack channels that go along with them, but also the fact that people can introduce you. And for my sales team, we have an Instagram channel that all of us are together in, and that's where we talk about how many sales. They ask me questions, all that stuff, all done through the chat in Instagram. But sending direct messages out and using chat groups is the same on Instagram as it is on Facebook. Don't overlook that because chat groups are huge. You know, I love it when people send me referrals. Hey, here's somebody that I drug along with me that should buy your shit. Like, please let me thank you. I cannot thank you enough. Number 3, videos. Videos on Instagram are huge, and make sure you have a call to action. Videos can last for a minute on Instagram or on like when you upload them as a post. And live videos can go for as long as you want. They last for 24 hours. And the Instagram story videos are like 20 seconds, I think. And so, but in the videos, you need to make sure you have a call to action. Now, I know because if you have over 10,000 followers on Instagram, they give you the opportunity to link a website to your stories, right? To the Instagram stories. And so I have that ability, which is really cool. You swipe up and it sends you over to my website or whatever. That's not for everybody. You have to have at least 10,000 followers. However, in the video, and you can call them to action, tell them click the link in your bio. You can send people, one thing that they've just done in the Instagram direct messages, just going back to that real quick in the chat, is they've made it to where now the links that you send in chat are hyperlinked, which is nice, right? Before it was a pain in the ass because you had to copy it, paste it, go to Google, put it in the Chrome browser, Safari, or whatever the case may be. So I have an iPhone, but I prefer to use Chrome on the iPhone for my browser, just in case you were wondering. It is an iPhone. So number 3, video call to action. Make sure that when you're making videos, even if it's Instagram stories, that there's a call to action, there's a purpose. And don't just make a video to ramble. Get on there and say, hey, if you'd like to talk about this, hit me up. Hey, if you want to talk about this, click the link in the bio. Hey, if you'd like my help with this, send me a direct message. And that gives you the opportunity to change those people that click the link, they hit you in the direct message. Those are leads. But getting in front of them with videos, huge. Instagram loves videos. Number 4, commenting on people's shit, right? Like, just why wouldn't you follow the people that you want to prospect? Like the people that you want to do business. Like for our supplement company, we follow all the good looking people that are fit pros and stuff on Instagram that have a big following. And when they post cool stuff that we like, hey, we engage with them. All the people in the entire team engage with them. And so when they post like popular pictures, when they do this, that, and the other, we're engaging on them. Maybe they don't read it because they get a lot of comments, right? Maybe they do. Either way, we're making sure that we're engaging with them. Chances are whoever it is that you're prospecting is not going to have millions of followers like the ones that we're prospecting. Chances are they're going to have a couple of hundred, and you commenting on their post can be all the difference in the world, because while Facebook may be really noisy for them, Instagram's a lot more chill in most cases. And so you engaging them, it's a lot better for you, and it gets their attention more because they don't get as much engagement on Instagram as they probably do elsewhere. So commenting on your people that, first of all, follow the people that you want to prospect. Get your Dream 25 down and follow those people on Instagram. And then make sure that you're commenting, engaging, liking their pictures and shit like that on Instagram. Because I'm telling you, it's way less noisy over there than it is on like Facebook or Twitter or whatever. And number 5, direct messages. So there's this method that you can follow on Instagram to make money. I call it the Lucky 7 method, right? Every day, 3 people, 7 days a week, hence Lucky 7. 7 days a week, all 7 days will be lucky for you if you do these 3 things, right? Thing number 1, make sure you leave a comment on at least one person per day's photo. A comment, a true comment, and not just, hey girl, I like your photo, like a real engaging comment. Number 2, make sure that you send a direct message every day to a different person. Now, these are 2 different people. You send a direct message to somebody else, right? And number 3, give somebody a shout out in your post, right? So somebody that you're prospecting, that you're following, that you want to do business with, or that you're connected to, make sure you give them a shout out in your post, right? So make sure you post a couple times a day. Make sure that you're engaging people. So you want to send them a direct message, you want to give them a shout out, and you want to make sure that you leave a comment on their field. That's 3 different people every single day. That's 21 people per week. That's not a lot. It takes you just a minute to leave a comment real quick. It takes you just a minute to start a DM conversation. It takes you just a minute to give somebody a shout out and upload a picture. But guess what? Even if you have no following, you're starting to gather their attention. And Also, you're starting to get Instagram's algorithm to say, okay, these people interact. They're having direct messages. They're clicking each other's photos. So I'm going to start showing them first. Guess what? If you're seeing their shit first, chances are they're seeing your shit first. That's what you need, is the exposure to become familiar. Why? Because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So make sure that if you're following that Lucky 7 method, the thing is, it's almost impossible to do for an entire month because you end up getting business, you get sidetracked. So let's go over the 5 ways you can generate some free leads from Instagram. Again, number 1, hashtags. Look up people in the like-minded hashtags, start the engaging conversation with them, but that's how you can track them down, get some leads there. Number 2, chat groups, either getting introduced or the chat groups that are part of Instagram that are on Slack and WhatsApp. You can look on to the Google, and really just depends on what your business is, what the names of those channels would be as well. Number 3, use videos with the call to action. Number 4, make sure that you're commenting on at least one post per day of somebody else's, right? And number 5, send out at least one direct message per day. Engage people, different people all the time. Switch it up. Create that familiarity, because people buy from people they know, like, and trust. So, hey, if you want to check out what $1 million funnel looks like, get a free book and join a badass program that we call Break Free Academy Entourage. Start it all off by going over to elevatortothetop.com. We'll give you a free paperback copy of the book to check out what we've got going on over there. Make sure, if you have not seen the Funnel Closer training, get signed up at funnelcloser.com. That is a game changer. I mean, an absolute game changer. Like, get signed up immediately so that at least you can say that you saw. If you don't join the program, that's on you. But at least watch the training so you know what's out there, so you see the alternatives, so you can make an informed decision regardless. Thanks for listening this week. We'll make sure we're back here next week. Make sure you share this with a salesperson that needs to hear it. Help me reach my goal of 300 million people. And don't forget, leave me a goddamn review. Damn it. Catch y'all next week.